So Russell Wilson went out with a dislocated finger. They're saying it's a sprain, but we saw it on TV. It was dislocated. He went for a pass and he hit his finger hit Aaron Donald's hand after getting through the line again and dislocated his finger. Now, it goes back to, I say this time and time again. I kind of put Russell Wilson in the Seattle Seahawks. I kind of put them in a basketball category. And what do I mean by that? A basketball team. Let's now, I'm not saying he's LeBron James, but let's look at the Lakers, right? Or let's look at Cleveland and LeBron James tenured. Even though they had Kyrie, even though they had Kevin Love, that team was built solely around LeBron James. And if LeBron James was out of there, they just didn't look good. Hell, you can even kind of say that with, the Lakers before this year. They were built solely around LeBron. So if LeBron's not there, they looked horrible. Why am I talking about that with Russell Wilson and the Seahawks? Russell Wilson could not finish the game because of the dislocated finger. And Geno Smith had to come in. Now, Geno Smith did look good. He did throw a touchdown to DK Metcalf. But did you see how fast? I understand he's not a rookie or anything, but did you see how fast the Rams defense picked up, exactly what Geno Smith is, exactly what he was going to do? To the point where, now I understand that you could have called a pass interference. It was a slip, and it is what it is. But Tyler Lockett fell, I guess, and Geno Smith threw a bad, game-ending interception, pretty much. I'm saying all this to say, the Seahawks cannot afford. The Seahawks is probably one of those teams, one of the few teams that are so dependent on. This is a quarterback league. We know this. The NFL is a quarterback league. You're only as good as your quarterback. As far as, the quarterback's going to take you as far as you go, But there are some teams that can kind of fare okay with a backup quarterback. For instance, the Tennessee Titans. Yes, you have Ryan Tannehill, and don't get me wrong, he's okay. But you know that you have Derrick Henry, the workhorse. Sam Darnold and the Panthers. Sam Darnold is really good, but you have Christian McCaffrey when healthy. You have DJ Moore. You have Robbie Anderson. You have some really good pieces. And we'll talk about the Panthers in a second or a little bit later. The Ravens. Yes, is built around Lamar. And of course, and I'm not saying that none of these teams they're not going to be as good if they don't have their starting quarterbacks, of course. But they can, the Ravens is a run-heavy offense. And that's why their backup pretty much looks like a mirror image of Lamar Jackson. Of course, he's just not that good. I mean, not as good as Lamar. I'm saying all that to say this. This Seattle Seahawks team is in trouble they're in trouble if Russell Wilson cannot play. If this finger injury lingers on, they're in trouble because this team is not built to withstand having a backup quarterback. Geno Smith can play his heart out. We've seen the best of Geno Smith, and the best of Geno Smith is not ahead of him. Now, again, you can say that about a lot of teams, but Russell Wilson, this team is so dependent on Russell Wilson. Look at outside of Russell Wilson, what is yes, they have a good receiving core. They have DK Metcalf, they have Tyler Lockett, but you need a good quarterback to get him the ball. Case in point, look at the New York Giants receiving core. They have Kenny Golladay. They have Sterling Shepard. They have Darius Slayton. When healthy, they have Ingram at the tight end. They have one of the best receiving cores in the league. Not the best, but one of the best in the league. But why are they not really considered a top wide receiver core? Because of who's throwing them the ball. You can put the Giants receiving core up against a lot of people. It's not saying that they win, but you can put them up against the Cowboys receiving core. You can put them up against the totality of the Kansas City Chiefs receiving core. You can put them up against the totality of the the Bucks receiving core. Not saying that they're better, but they can stack up. However, when you look at the person throwing them the ball, you got to kind of. Daniel Jones is not Tom Brady. Daniel Jones is not Dak Prescott. Daniel Jones is not Patrick Mahomes. Now, I understand those are big names, but Daniel Jones, he struggles with interception problem. He has an interception problem. I'm saying all that to say this, man. The Seahawks are not in a good position if Russell Wilson not only can't play, but if he can play, but he's limited with his finger, because they do not have another core that can pick up the pace for him. That's the thing that. The Bucks are so loaded. So let me not even say. Let me go back. Let me go to a different team. Hell, even a lower tier team like the Bengals. The Bengals, even though Joe Burrow is a big part of them, they have Joe Mixon that can kind of pick up the slack. And with the recurring neck injury from Chris, the recurring neck injury that Chris Carson has, they do not have another dependable unit.